Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 571st Brotherhood, a game that I've put onto YouTube. Straight away you'll see that this is Medieval Total War 2. Okay, as a lot of you know, we always play Rome Total War every Friday and Saturday night, but for the last few months, on a Sunday night, we've actually mixed things up a little bit, and we play Barbarian Invasion and Medieval Total War 2. We play a couple of hours of Barbarian Invasion, and then we usually move on to a couple of hours of Medieval Total War 2, kind of just to mix it up a bit. So it makes the end of the weekend a little bit more interesting. Let's just go on to the single player and onto the custom. Let's say we've seen this before. This is where you choose your conditions, the maps. As say, like, you go on to the different maps there and you get a snapshot of what the map looks like. You've even got winter maps there, like you see, where you can choose the weather, whether you want to make it summer or winter, as you can see there. So it's kind of like a little bit like Rome Total War, when you look at how you can set the seasons and everything there. If you look at the periods, as we looked at before, you could play it early, high, late or all. I usually always go for all because I like to be able to access all the units of every faction. I think that makes it more interesting there. So say, like, see, you got the winter war there, if you like, with the snow. Let's say here you've got the where you've got the faction selection, and what we found is about 20,000 florins seems to be able to build good balanced armies for all the factions there. Okay, but today I'm going to play with Portugal. Okay. Let's just go back, make sure we've set it to all there. We'd only set it too early, so put it to all. Okay, as I say, always go to all so that we get all the units of every faction there. So there's a Portuguese army that I'm bringing today for this particular battle. So I just thought I'd show you my my saved army. Okay, so I'm going to try this one. Don't forget, all our armies are experimental at the moment because we're all kind of new or relearning the game. And there's the experimental 20k army that I'm taking. If you notice there, can you see that I've got Pavia and crossbowmen plus 2 musketeers. Okay, so I've got 5 units of missile troops. Now, believe me, the missile troops in this game are very important because they're mostly all armor piercing, and if you bring inferior missile troops and all your missile troops are killed, okay, then they can then concentrate on your infantry. So it's good to bring good quality missile troops. And as I say, most people on Medieval Total War 2 don't allow guns in their armies, you know, in the teams when they host, but I think that having 2 guns maximum is fair enough and seems to be okay for our games. Let's say I've got good infantry there as well, really good quality infantry. Portugal is a good faction, it's a very strong faction, good missile troops, good infantry and good cavalry. The cavalry are absolutely excellent, as I say, the infantry and the missile troops. So really Portugal is one of the stronger factions there. And as I say, this is an experimental Portuguese army here. As I say, good missile troops are essential because if you can kill the enemy missile troops that are in front of you, you can then concentrate your fire on the enemy infantry, which is pretty good, like, you know, is a good thing to do. So you know, if you play this game, make sure that you bring good quality missile troops so that you can neutralize the enemy's missile troops and hopefully go on to take their missile troops out and kill their infantry with your troops. Okay, as I say, most people on MTW2 don't allow guns in their games. But we found that 2 guns maximum, 2 gun unit maximum is absolutely fine, and we seem to get on okay with that. So that's my Portuguese army that I'm taking into this battle. Okay, so there you are. There's all the factions that you can choose from if ever you want to have a go in this game. Remember, every Sunday evening we play Barbarian Invasion and a Medieval Total War 2. If you'd like to join us, you would be more than welcome. So as I say, this has got the potential to be a really great battle, and this is only the 2nd Medieval 2 Total War battle we've ever put on our YouTube channel, and I hope you enjoy it. Should be a great one for you to watch. Okay, and here is the battlefield. This battlefield map is called Pavia, and this seems to be quite a popular map. We seem to quite enjoy playing on this map. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Danny, who has bought the Venice faction. Okay, quick look at some of the units in his faction there. As you can see there, can you see that banner of that unit there? See that dismounted feudal knight? You can't see his units, but you can see his banner because his units are hiding, okay, in the long grass. But even though we're allies, we can only just see the banner, not the troops hiding. There you go. You got his spearmen there. Can you see the pike militia? See how long those pikes are? Now these guys are great at repelling, obviously, cavalry because they're anti-cavalry troops, but also they're good at holding up enemy infantry as well. You don't want to attack these guys head on. You definitely need to go around the flanks of these guys. As I say, those pikemen, very, very effective. You'll find pikemen in this game very effective there. As you can see, he's got the Knights Hospitaller there. These are very good knights. They got good specifications. I like the different coloured lances that they carry. They're quite good. As we move on down the battle line there, as I say, you can see where his troops are hiding there, just the banners of where the troops are there. As I say, we are his allies, but all we're allowed to see is the banners there, not his troop kind of formation that he's got there. So that's be interesting army build. Okay, our next teammate is Brotherhood member Man 2, who's got the Holy Roman Empire. Now, just like to show you these guys here. These are horse missile troops. I think they're called reiters, and they carry pistols there. Okay, now these are effective against armor pistols. Okay, so they're armor piercing, they're fast moving, and they can form firing circles. You know, we call them Canterbury circles on Rome Total War, but they're just called firing circles on this game, where they can just go round and round and round and shoot those armor piercing shot. There you have his Pavia crossbowmen there. Remember, these guys got those crossbows with effective against armor, and they wear those big shields on their back, so when they turn to load their crossbow, obviously the rear of their back would be very vulnerable to missile damage, but having those big shields on the back on their backs protects them from missile damage from enemy troops while they're reloading their crossbows. And that is a real thing that happened back in the day. The Pavia crossbowmen had those shields there, where you've got dismounted feudal knights. They're pretty tough, got good specifications on them. And as I say, you've got his cavalry there, the Teutonic knights there with their big lances. They've got good specifications too. Once again, you can see he's got units hiding there where we just see the banners, but we can't actually see the disposition, if you like, of his formation there, which I think is quite funny, really. It's, we're his allies, so you'd think you'd be able to see his troops, but nope, all you do is see their banners. And our last teammate is myself, Spartan commander, who's bought the Portuguese faction. As we saw, we looked at my army earlier. As I say, there's a Pavia crossbowman there. As I say, I think those shields on their backs really do give them good protection when they turn to reload those crossbows. There you are, I've got pike units there, look. The Aventuros there. And they've got those long pikes, very well armoured. Once again, you wouldn't want to attack these guys head on with either cavalry or infantry. The only way to get to them is go around the flanks or around the rear. Okay, I say I've got my musket men there. Remember, most people in this game won't allow guns in their games when they host, but we found that 2 guns units max is fine rules for us. We find that's quite good. Bring the 2 gun units there. And then, of course, we bring crossbowmen or archers to actually kind of add up more missile troops. There you can see those dismounted Portuguese knights. Remember those like kind of axe things or pole axe things that they're carrying there are effective against armour. And these guys are pretty. You can see how well armoured they are as well, so they got good defence. Okay, so I say that's my Portuguese army there. I thought we'd just have if you like, a quick look at the map there. You can see the long road in between the 2 armies there. And you can see the enemy here opposite me. I've got the higher ground there up on that hill, if they want to just maybe camp up there. But as I say, just thought we'd have a quick look at this Pavia map. You can see a bit of a dip there. And then, of course, there's a building there. And I thought this is quite a defensive little hill here. Look, can you see it's surrounded by anti-cavalry wooden stakes? Okay, so you can't charge cavalry up there because you'll lose all your cavalry on those wooden stakes there. And I suppose you could put like infantry or archers up on the top there facing that way, maybe infantry and archers, and you can't be attacked from the flanks or the rear by cavalry because they'll just die on those wooden stakes. So that's an interesting little defensive mound there. I haven't seen it used yet by anybody, but it would be interesting to see what happens. There's a good quality, I think that's a good graphics build in there. And as I say, the building's even got anti-cavalry pikes around the building as well. And make no mistake, if you accidentally ride onto those pikes with your cavalry, you will lose a lot of your cavalry on these wooden stakes. So as I say, be very careful of them if ever you play this game. So there's the Pavia map, just a quick look at it there. And as I say, it's got the potential to be a really good battle, and it's only the second MTW battle we've put on here. And here is the other team. We have a MTW2 player called Customise, who has bought the Spanish faction. We've never played with him before, so I don't know what type of player he is. But to just have a look at his faction, now Spain is a very strong faction. If you notice here, he's got good musketeers, they've got good long range, plus he's got his Pavia crossbowmen as well. So as I say, Spain is one of the toughest factions. They've got really good infantry, good missile troops, and good cavalry. As you can see there, he's got his pike militiamen there, okay, with those long pikes. Imagine accidentally running your cavalry into them if they were hiding in the woods. It wouldn't be a very good thing to do there. So that's Customise Spanish army. Okay, their next teammate is Brotherhood member Aurelius, who has bought the Scottish faction. Now, I think this is the first time Aurelius has ever played this game, so this is a really experimental army for him. If you notice here, can you see he's got the Highland Rabble? Now, a lot of you that might play against Aurelius on Rome Total War will know that he brings a peasant unit as kind of like a pilot shield unit in Rome Total War. Well, I think he's bought this Highland Rabble unit, which is kind of like a peasant unit, to kind of soak up enemy missiles. So it wouldn't surprise me if he put this unit forward of his own missile units there to soak up enemy musket shot and arrows. But if you notice, Aurelius has only got 2 archer units. Okay, now remember what we talked about earlier. If you lose your missile troops, if they're all killed, okay, the enemy then will concentrate their missile fire onto your infantry. And as I say, he's only got 2 archers, so when those units are taken out, and that peasant unit, that Scottish rabble unit's taken out, then all of our missile troops can concentrate onto his elite infantry. So that's why it's so important to bring missile troops. If the missile troops in the faction that you bring aren't very good, then maybe bring more of them. You know, a quality over quantity might work. But we'll just have to see what happens to Aurelius' army as the battle unfolds. Their third teammate is somebody called Fear Grit 4. Never played with him before, and as you can see, he's bought the Russian faction. Now, the Russian faction is quite strong, really good missile troops. As you can see there, we've got the archers. They've got good range and armor piercing, and plus he's got the Cossack. You already got the Cossack musketeers. They've got a good long range, armor piercing, do a lot of damage. As I say, I can see why people don't have so many gun units in this game, because they are overpowered, but 2 is absolutely fine. Then they've got the Tsar Guard cavalry. Now, I'm not sure, but I think this cavalry might be the best cavalry in the game. Check out their specifications, and I think, as I say, the Tsar cavalry got very good stamina, really good specifications, and as I say, I think they could well be the best cavalry in the game. So there you go, that's the Russian faction there. Their infantry is pretty good as well. And as I say, they are facing my Portuguese army, so it'll be interesting to see. As I say, I will shadow that Russian army during the course of the battle, and as I say, it should be interesting to see. This battle should be a great one. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle here, you can see Danny moving his troops over towards Man 2 so they can link up. As we know, both Danny and Man 2 can be very aggressive players, as we've seen on Rome Total War and Barbarian Invasion. So my guess is here that fighting side by side, these two will probably be very aggressive, is what I'm thinking. And remember, this game does reward you with high kills if you are aggressive. Right, here you can see the Spanish general here has brought over a couple of Pavia crossbow missile units there. You can see that cavalry unit charging into one of I think it's Danny's archer units there, and his crossbow units there with that cavalry unit. Very aggressive there by the Spanish general. As I say, you can see Man 2 bringing the cavalry unit over here to help Danny. But as I say, horse missile units can be very effective in this game, because most of them are effective against armor, so they can cause you a lot of problems there. Here you can see Man 2's 2 Reiter units here. Remember, we looked at these earlier. These guys carry pistols, so they shoot effective against armor bullets here. So as I say, and they're fast moving, so you're not going to catch them with heavy cavalry. And as I say, they can do a lot of damage in this game. And as you can see, he's riding over there to either target Aurelius's Scottish troops or the Spanish troops there. You can see him moving across there. So you got Aurelius up on the slightly higher ground there. And as I say, these riders here using their effective against armour musket balls there from their pistols there. Pistol balls there. You can see them now. This is a nice move here by Man 2. You could see Aurelius, his archer unit there, was exposed to a cavalry hit there. So he's alt-attack, look, and attack one of Aurelius's archer units. Probably looking to take out that archer unit. If you notice, can you see that archer unit has been alt-attacked and he's got effective against armour axes there. So that's quite interesting to see that archer unit has got that. But that was a nice move by Man 2 because he knows if he can take out or weaken Aurelius's archer units there, then if he can kill the other archer unit, then he can concentrate his own missile troops on Aurelius's infantry. So that was a nice little move there by Man 2. Very aggressive there with those Reiter cavalry there. As I say, they fire those effective against armour pistol balls there into enemy troops, and as I say, they're fast moving as well. So he's done a lot of damage there, caused a lot of disruption there. As I say, looks like Danny has sent his cavalry units over there to attack the Cucuret Spanish general there. You can see Cucuret took that cavalry unit maybe a little bit too far, because I think I can see Danny charging the rest of his cavalry over towards this Spanish unit here. I just imagine that Cucuret's going to have to pull that unit back, or he's going to get smashed by all of Danny's cavalry. There you are, and it's been routed. So Danny just routed that Spanish unit there. So as I say there, you can see that you can see right from the beginning here that Danny and Man 2 are being very aggressive here. Here you can see that Man 2's got his archer units there, and as we thought, can you see that Aurelius has put that Highland rabble, as I say, in Rome Total War, that would have been a peasant unit there, and he's put them forward there to try and soak up enemy missiles, while he's got his archers on top of the hill there for like the downhill advantage that he's got. But as I say, he's only got 2 archer units, and if they're taken out by Man 2's missile units, and then Man 2 will concentrate his missiles onto Aurelius's infantry. Okay, over here on the left flank you can see my Portuguese army. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shadow that Russian army. Remember, Russia is a very strong faction as well as Portugal here, so I'm going to shadow that Russian army there, just to see exactly what he's going to do there with that Russian army. But I think the main battle here is going to be on our right flank and centre, with both Man 2 and Danny being very aggressive here. As you can see here, Danny taking his knights across there to attack the enemy Spanish general. Then I say you've got Man 2's Reiter units there shooting pistol balls, effective against armour pistol balls, into the enemy there. As I say, look at Danny here being very, very aggressive with his cavalry. Looks like he's probably looking to try and chase down some of the Spanish cavalry units there, individual Spanish cavalry units, or maybe even try and take out some of the Spanish missile troops. Here you can see Aurelius's counter-attack with some cavalry and infantry here. Nice support there by Aurelius there, supporting his Spanish ally. Routed a few of Danny's cavalry units there, I think. Killed a lot of his cavalry. And as you can see here, Aurelius charging his cavalry units into those Reiter units there of Man 2, trying to kill a few of those. As I say, Man 2's Reiter units there, as I say, shooting effective against armour pistol balls can be very effective and very annoying and disruptive, I think, to the enemy troops. Here you can see Danny now charging his cavalry into those Scottish troops there, and you can see the Spanish general coming over to help his Scottish ally there. So that's a nice bit of support there. I think Aurelius has been supporting his Spanish ally, and of course his Spanish ally has been supporting him as well. So it's nice to see a good bit of teamwork here on this flank. But as I say, Man 2 and Danny are used to playing, fighting with each other. So they're good teammates, and as I say, very aggressive teammates as well. Here you can see that Cucuret has brought a couple of his Spanish cavalry units over. But he needs to be careful there, because if Danny hits him with all his cavalry, plus he's got infantry support there as well, he could rout a lot of those cavalry units there. Let's just pause the game for a second here. So as you can see here, those Reuter units of Man 2 are now in a shooting circle. On Rome Total War we called it Canterbury Circle, but they call them a shooting circle on here. Plus you've got Man 2's Pavis, a crossbowman shooting into Aurelius is just 2 archer units. As I say, this is the first time Aurelius has ever played this game, so it's all about experience and experimentation, but only 2 missile units against all the enemy missile units. They'll want to take out those 2 units and then they'll concentrate their fire onto Aurelius's infantry. Remember, most missile units in this game are effective against armor, so targeting enemy infantry is something that they could do quite easily once they've taken out the enemy archers here. As I say, Aurelius here has just got 2 very battle damaged archer units left that are being gradually whittled away there by enemy units, enemy missile units there. Even though they have got that slight hill, that downhill advantage there that they've enjoying there, they're shooting down onto the enemy. They are greatly outnumbered by enemy missile troops. And as I say, you got Man 2 there using those Reuters there, going round in that shooting circle there, shooting at enemy troops. You've got Aurelius has got one of his pike units there. And as I say, those pike units are really good in this game. You don't really want to take them head on if you can help it. And as I say here, Aurelius's archer units are gradually being whittled away there. 7 men in one unit, and I think about the same in the other. And then of course you can see the Reuters there shooting those let's say effective against armor pistol balls into Aurelius's infantry. As I say, look here now, you can see most of Aurelius's missile troops have now been taken out. And as I say, once they have been taken out, the enemy will concentrate their fire on his infantry. Here you can see Aurelius charging forward with his cavalry here, chasing away those Reuter units, as they've been causing him a lot of casualties and being annoying to him, I would think, as well, causing disruption. Let's say there you can see Aurelius has got one of his pike units there facing the enemy. I think some people say that it's difficult to differentiate between the factions in battle, but I think those Scottish troops really stick out. That blue and white flag, really, you can really tell that's a Scottish troops there. And here you can see Man 2 bringing those Reuters over there again, shooting into let's say Aurelius's pike units there. See, they're being shot down there, they're just standing there and being shot to pieces by those Reuters, quite close range. And as I say, you can see the importance of missile troops here against even heavily armoured troops like these noble pikemen. They're taking heavy casualties from those missile cavalry troops there. You're going to retreat, look, and of course when you retreat you show the weakest part of your unit to the enemy, the rear, so he's going to lose a few men as he retreats there, as of course those enemy will shoot into the weakest part, as we said, the rear of any unit there. So you can see Man 2, as I say, bringing those 2 Reuter units over. You can see how effective horse missile troops can be in this game, as he's bringing those units over, say fast moving, effective against armour, ammunition. And here you can see Aurelius has just got 1 man left, 1 of his men left out of the archer unit. And once that man goes down there, let the enemy will probably move forward there to start shooting at Aurelius's infantry. That's his last archer unit now is routed. Okay, so let's just pause again for a second. So Aurelius now has got no more missile troops, okay, to neutralise enemy missile troops. So now a Man 2 can bring his missile troops over and start concentrating firing onto Aurelius's infantry. As I say, this is the first time Aurelius has played this game, so it's all a learning curve at the moment. And I say, over here on the left flank with my Portuguese army, as I say, I'm shadowing that Russian army there. Wherever it moves, I will move to, and if it moves over to get anywhere near my allies, and of course I will then move to neutralise that attack. You can see Man 2's Pavis crossbowman there shooting into those Russian Cossack musketeers. Okay, so he's already engaging the musketeers there. But if you notice here, he's moved some of his Pavis crossbowmen forward there to be able to get into range of Aurelius's infantry. As I say here, you can see that the Spanish Pavis crossbowmen there are shooting in to Man 2's Reuter units there. causing them some casualties. I see the Spanish general there has got that infantry unit in open order, which is a good move. Obviously, when you put a unit into open order, they suffer less casualties from missiles, so that's a nice move there. But as I say, Mantu's been using these two horse missile units really well here. Very aggressive. My guess is he's going to get some good kills as well from the way that he's been using them. As I say, remember that most missile troops in this game are effective against armor, so you're going to get some good kills even against heavily armored troops. Okay, but as I say here, Perot Aurelius has got two choices here now. He's lost his missile troops. He can either keep backing off away, keeping his troops out of range of the enemy missile troops, or he can attack. Okay, he can either keep moving back all the time as the enemy move their missile troops closer and closer, or as I say, he can decide to attack with his army. So I don't know what you guys think about doing. Do you think you would attack, or you keep backing off? As I say, it'd be interesting to see what Aurelius does here. As I say, I've got my missile troops now engaged against those Russian Cossack troops, those musketeers. So as I say, it's a bit quiet over here on our left flank, where you can see the main battle is in the centre and over on the right flank here. As I say, I like to see these Pavis crossbowmen. I like to see how they just you see how they kind of cock the crossbows, put the crossbow bolt in, stand up, shoot the crossbow bolt, and then turn around with their shield on the back protecting their rear. Let's say here you can see those Cossack musketeermen. Remember, they've got long range and can do a lot of damage there. And as you can see, the Pavis crossbowmen have caused them quite a few casualties. But make no mistake, these guys have got good long range, very deadly. Those musketeers are. And as I say, I can see why so many people in this game don't have gun units, because they are overpowered. But as I say, I think 2 is fair enough, right? 2 maximum gun units is fair enough, really. Let's say these Russian faction here have got great missile troops. They've got quite good infantry and absolutely excellent cavalry. As I say, their cavalry, the Tsar Guards, may well be the best cavalry in the game. As I say, I'm still quite new to the game, but from what I've seen, I think they could well be. Right, you can see here Aurelius decided to move his infantry back out of range of the enemy missile troops. You can see that Cuckoo Ret is moving his Spanish troops forward here towards Danny. As I say, Danny has been very aggressive with his cavalry so far in this game, as he usually is, very aggressive player. And it'll be interesting to see if the Spanish player is going to attack Danny, or if Danny is going to carry on with attacking the Spanish player here over on our right flank. Let's say there's a Pavis crossbowman there once again. Let's say with those big shields on their backs as they turn to load their crossbow. There's the musketeers there. And there you can see, once again, Danny charging his cavalry across there. He's going to charge into those enemy units there. Of course, in the woods, it's always. I think those trees do tend to neutralise a cavalry attack a little bit. Takes a sting out the momentum of the attack, doesn't it? But still, he's charging his cavalry in there. I think he's looking to hit the Pavis crossbowmen. I think that's what he wants to do there with that cavalry. But he's come up against some heavy infantry there, so my guess is that he will move his cavalry back, because you don't really want to tangle with heavy infantry with your cavalry, do you? Because I think there's usually only one winner in that. Plus, he's going to be shot at by those Spanish Pavis crossbowmen shooting into him as well. So I think moving his cavalry back there was a good move. But as I say, you can see his aggressive credentials in every battle here. And you can see Mantu there with his infantry and moving some of his missile troops forward. Here you can see I've got some of my musketeers here shooting at those Cossack musketeers. As I say, very good range all these musket units have got, and as I say, with their effective against armour musket balls there, they can cause a lot of injuries, a lot of casualties there. There's those Cossack musketeers there, moving out of that dip that we looked at earlier here, moving up onto the level ground, if you like. And of course, now they've moved there, they've moved closer to my troops, so that they've come into even closer range there, and you can see a lot of those Cossack guys going down. I say they got good long range, they do a lot of damage, but their defence is not very good. That's their Achilles heel, if you like. good range, do a lot of damage, got a good rate of fire, but their defense is not very good, and as you can see they're going down quite quickly there. I always think it's pretty good how you can see them like reloading those muskets and then stand up, fire. See, he's only got 2 men left in that unit now. Actually, I think he's only just got that 1 unit left now, 1 man left in that unit. And once he gets, there you go, he's down. So that whole unit, that whole Cossack musketeer unit has just been taken out. And now he's going to rely on, I think, his archers now. Here you can see the Russian general there is attacking with his Tsar Guard cavalry there, attacking Mantu's musketeers there, but he's been repelled there. And you can see Mantu charging his cavalry, counter-attacking with his cavalry against those Tsar Guards. And meanwhile, over on the right flank, once again, you can see Danny attacking with his cavalry into those enemy Spanish troops. I think he must have noticed here that a lot of those Spanish troops are just Pavis crossbowmen, which I think he feels that his cavalry could take out, and that's why he's being so aggressive against these Pavis crossbowmen. My guess here, Danny's going to get some really good kills. As I say, this game really does reward you with good kills if you're aggressive, and Danny has been extremely aggressive with his cavalry, especially on this right flank. I think that's the Spanish general's just been taken out there. So Danny's done extremely well here, as I say, on this right flank. I think most of the Spanish troops may well have been routed here on this right flank. And you can see Mantu is moving his army forward there as well. As I say, a lot of people that play this have said to me that they find it difficult to differentiate between the factions, but I think that might just be maybe just getting used to the factions, I think, because if you look, you can see there is definite kind of difference in the factions if you look, and especially I say these Scottish troops with the blue and white. I mean, they really stick out, don't they? I mean, you can really see the Scottish troops there attacking there. You can see both Aurelius' cavalry and infantry is moving forward here. I think he's had enough of maybe being a bit defensive, and he's going to attack Mantu's troops here, forcing Mantu's troops back. And now Aurelius has decided that he's going to pull his own troops back now and maybe reform on that ridge. But bearing in mind, as I say, Aurelius hasn't got any missile troops left. If he just stands on that ridge, he's going to suffer a lot of casualties from enemy missile troops there. You can see my Portuguese cavalry now charging into those Russian cavalry there. I've left my infantry here because I thought there might be a lot of hidden Russian units there ready to come down the hill, so that's why I've left my infantry there, where I take my cavalry over across to help my allies. And I've got my missile troops here shooting into those Russian missile troops, trying to counter them. So I say, still find it pretty good watching these guys cock those crossbows, put the bolt in, stand up and shoot straight at the enemy there. I just think that's pretty cool watching that. As I say, we've caused a lot of casualties to these Russian troops. There's only 2 of those archers left in that unit, which I'm hoping to take out soon. But you can see a lot of Russian cavalry and infantry have been brought over here. As you see, I've charged my cavalry in here to help my ally. You can see several of Mantu's units starting to rout here. Let's just pause again for a little bit here. So as I say, you can see some of Mantu's units fighting the Russian units there. There's Russian infantry involved there as well. You can see Mantu charging his cavalry in here into those Russian units as well. So as I say, once again, Mantu being very aggressive. And as I say, you can see Aurelius is bringing his infantry and cavalry into the fray with his Russian ally there. It looks like he's attacking Mantu's units. And of course, we've got to remember that Danny's units are in front of him there. You can see there are some of the Spanish units left. They look like mostly missile units there. And as I say, you've got all of Danny's infantry and cavalry here to be thrown into the melee if it does start here on the right flank. So yeah, I think Danny's got a lot of missile troops left there, missile units left there to shoot at the enemy. As I say, look at those muskets there in quite close formation. They're shooting into the flank of Aurelius' moving infantry, going to cause him a lot of casualties there. Plus he's got his crossbowmen there as well, shooting into them as well. So make no mistake, Aurelius would have lost a lot of his infantry from missile attack. Here you can see Aurelius charging his Scottish cavalry, and get ready for this. Bam! bang, as they smash into Mantu's cavalry there. Nice hit here by Aurelius. Decided to be very aggressive here now. He's fed up with taking casualties from missile troops. He's now decided that he's just going to attack now. As I say, you can see Danny here bringing his infantry over here to help Mantu. Good bit of teamwork there by Danny, but you can see a lot of Mantu's units starting to rout here under the pressure of that massive cavalry attack there from the Scots. Nice hit there by Aurelius. As you can see here, I'm running my infantry over to the centre here. I'm running some cavalry units over there as well, try and counter some of those Russian troops. But as I say here, my cavalry here doing very well. Knights of Santiago I've got. I think I've got Conquistadore cavalry as well. In amongst my my cavalry, I've got 2 lots of cavalry here, and you can see the enemy Russian infantry there using their effective against armour axes. You can see that Tsar Guard cavalry unit, and bang! It smashes in to my advancing infantry units there, through one of my infantry units up in the air there. As I say, remember this Tsar cavalry is potentially the best cavalry in the game. As I say, I'm quite new to this game, but from what I've seen, I think they look like they are. But as you can see here, we're piling on a lot of pressure onto those Russian troops. Both my troops, you've got Mantu's troops and Danny's troops here, piling pressure onto those Russian troops there. A lot of close in hand-to-hand fighting here. Make no mistake, we would have alt-attacked, using their heavy swords instead of their lances there. You can see some of Aurelius's Scottish infantry is starting to rout there, but he's got that slight hill advantage there, isn't he, going down onto Danny's troops there, as you see from that slight downhill there. I think we've routed most of the Russian troops here, so I'm now going to send my cavalry over to help Danny here by charging my cavalry to smash into the flank of those engaged Scottish troops. Get ready for this, and bang, as I smash in there. If you notice there, the impact of my cavalry routed those tired Scottish infantry on impact. Okay, make no mistake, those Scottish infantry would have suffered a lot of casualties from missiles as well, so they would have been very battle depleted units. You can see we're bringing our cavalry, both Mantu and Danny, and my cavalry and infantry being brought into the fray here. And from what I can see, it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle here. I think there's a few enemy Spanish troops left, units left here, but I think that there you go. I think Aurelius has just admitted defeat there. I think that, as I say, it looks like most of the enemy troops have been routed there, and I just think there's just a few Spanish troops left there, very battle damaged now. So let's just pause the game for a second here. So as you can see here, this as I say, this battle map is called Pavia. It's quite an interesting battle map here, and you can see most of the enemy troops have been routed there. You can see where the big clumps of dead are, where you can see the concentrated battle was, like those particular points there. To say here, you can see like a lot of dead troops there. So to say, you can see the most concentrated part of the battle there by the dead, and you can see that we're now chasing off and routing what's left of the enemy troops there. I say, usually at this stage of the battle, I thought most people would just, you know, admit defeat. Now let's get back into the lobby and get another game going there. So let's say just chasing down the last of I think it's Cucuret's Spanish troops now to be taken out. Cucuret's troops there to be taken out. And as I say, we've routed most of them. Let's go up to treble speed here, and just to finish off the rest of the routing enemy troops there. As I say, it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle. Okay, so first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game there. Was a good battle there. I was surprised it was a clear victory. I thought it would have been a bit closer than that. We must have just gone into a clear victory there. And I say, highest kills in the game go to Brotherhood member Danny, 1,366 kills. So really well done to Danny. We said, didn't we, he was so aggressive, so attacking, that he would get good kills. And as I say, you can see he's got the highest kills by a long way there. So really well done to him. Well done to Coco Ret with the Spanish faction. Probably didn't get the kills that he wanted to there, but he did quite good. Well done to Aurelius, first game on Medieval Total War 2. Probably didn't get the kills that he wanted, but well played to him. And well done to the Russian player there, 1,007 kills. So well done to Fear Grit 4 there. I thought he did well with Russia. Really well played, guys. Good game. My Portuguese army, I've still got, as you can see, most of my army left, and I only got 328 kills, but that was because I came into the battle a little bit late. You can see Man 2 was very aggressive, 756 kills, so well done to him. And once again, well done to Danny, highest kills in the game. So I hope you enjoyed this Medieval Total War 2 battle. It's only the second one we've ever put on our YouTube channel. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.